All right, we are back, and this is Crossfire with Dakbo and Ishoma, and we've been talking about stories that are making headlines, and we touched a couple of stories at the first part of the show. But right now, we're touching a very sensitive story, and we'll be looking at a human angle, to this particular story. Internally displaced persons who have found shelter and education at the Christian Home for the Needy, managed by the International Christian Center in Edo State, have rejected a government plan to relocate them to Kano and Jigawa State. They said the federal government should bring the help it's intended to render to them at Benin City, as they were not willing to move. Now, the internally displaced persons, IDPs, took the decision when about 40 buses arrived camp, accompanied by security officials, with an instruction to relocate them from Edo State to the north. Now, Ishoma, this story is a very, touchy story for me. Right. I watched it, on one of our major, television station. And I tell you very sincerely, that story was well covered, channels to be specific. And, the truth have it that, these are people, the number between 1,400 and 1,500. And, we have children even at the camp, because as at yesterday, the report have it that a 4-month-old child is still, being nursed at that very particular camp. And I looked at the features of the camp, and I find out that it appears to me like a restful place. Mm-hmm. It appears to me like a place of comfort, even though it is a temporary location for these people. These are northerners who, one way or the other, were able to escape, the killing surge of the insurgents in the north. Yeah. And now they've been living in Edo State for quite a while. The government in Edo State is aware, very, very much aware, that they are present there. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, a group of people just showed up suddenly without informing even the camp commandant, the person who is in charge. It was so touchy when eventually, they resist, the forces that came, because a lot of people fainted, children were crying, mm-hmm. their mothers were crying, and it just threw that very particular camp in a very chaotic, situation. And then when they went back into a place where they normally fellowship, and I saw them singing praises, I saw them jumping up, and some of these young boys came out, to speak to the journalists, and they were able to express themselves. We have suffered a lot. We have gone through a lot of things, escaping the north. And I still don't know the rationale behind coming to take them away. Because reliably told, the commissioner for Women Affairs mm-hmm. in Edo State said she's not even aware of the plan. She doesn't even know where that is coming from.
That is why this story is very, very pathetic, and I'm sensing something fishy here. Because if it's true, like what some of those forces said, that the instruction came from the presidency, if it's true it came from the presidency, then it will have followed the appropriate channels. Those in charge will have known that, okay, there were plans to relocate them. And of course, it's not something, while informing them, they will have also made plans, okay, to get them ready for the trip. But none of that happened. The people were there. It's obvious that they have well settled in. And mind you also, the memory, some of the memories they still have of the issues, and the insurgency over there in the north is still fresh in their mind. Not only are they being physically cared for.
Many of them are orphans. They've lost both parents.
While they're being physically cared for, they're also being emotionally cared for and spiritually cared for, so that they can also be able to get over, the negative memories which they have, so that it can also help them, mix back with society. So I do not understand why that would be jeopardized. And mind you, I like what they also came out to say, that we have the right to live wherever it is we want to live, but also knowing fully well that where their residency is, at an internally displaced camp set up by the government, even though that they have the right to live wherever it is they want to live, as long as they are still within the camp, and the government is still involved in this, then they are still also bound to follow the guidelines and the dictates of the government also. But this is where I have an issue. The issue I have is, even if there were plans also by the government to relocate them, I think the opinions of these people should have also been sought. There should have been very good communication techniques set up between the government and between some of their coordinators there to tell them, okay, to pre-inform them, we want to relocate to people. Because, we've gone way past the era of you forcing your opinions on people.
Now, anyway, as a matter of fact, I have a couple of things, just running in my head. Number one, one, I have not heard, the Edo State government, as it were, coming out strong to make a statement. Number two, these are Nigerians. They are Nigerians, and I understand the fact that, okay, if these people are actually Northerners, staying in Edo State because they are being displaced or probably they've suffered in the hands of, of Boko Haram, and all of that. That's number two. Number three is the fact that, they can actually legitimately pose, a level of insecurity to Edo State. Knowing fully well, their antecedents. These are people who ran away, from where they are naturally located. And the truth is that if security is not beefed up at that camp, there's every possibility that one or two of those boys can be incited, and then they can eventually pose a very major danger, even to the neighboring community. We have not heard that. But you see,
and I don't believe that will happen also.
Security have it. Security tips does not say this is going to happen. This may happen if this is not done. That is what security tips is all about. If we don't cop this, it may lead to this. So, as far as I'm concerned, I expect that, okay, they should come up with an holistic plan, even if they still want to take them away from Edo State. Let them do a thorough listing of all the people in the camp, where they are from. They could be from Adamawa State, from Borno State, from Yola, from Adamawa State, from Jigawa State, and all of that. But what I'm saying is that let us have the details of the people in the camp, which I believe is available. Let us know exactly. If you have people from Borno State, where do you want to locate them? You want to take them back home in the midst of the of what is happening there?
Of the insurgency.
Yobe State is equally not safe.
But that primarily is the reason why these people refuse.
I think the presidency needs to issue a statement before the end of today. I think the presidency needs to come out strong and say, okay, let these people stay there. We will provide enough and adequate security to ensure that the camp is actually not, infiltrated by any form of incentive from the outsiders to pose a danger to the community where they are staying in Edo State. So my concern is just that, see, the internally displaced people, they have camps all over the nation. Many activities have been recorded over time as happening there. So the point in Edo State is that if the Edo State government is actually involved in this, I think it is a good development. I am not totally in support of the fact that they should be taken away and dumped into the hands of the people who are going to kill them. But the thing is that whatever needs to be done should be properly done. Consider what will happen to these people if you just indiscriminately relocate them to a place that is not safe. This camp, some of them said they have stayed there for 2 years. You understand? So I am thinking, that, it is not totally fair, if they just take them away, yank them away from the camp and just take them to where they will not have life. Some of them have so much settled down, they started going to school, because the people who, exactly, the International Christian Center, they've been able to muster assistance, from political office holders who have been supported them since they've been there. A lot of people bring a lot, many support for them in terms of clothing, food materials, and all of that. So these people have really settled in. I know it's a temporary arrangement for them to stay there, but what is permanent here is what government should define. If there's no permanent place for them to go that will make their life secure, just hearing the news that they will be relocated back to the north, some of those children fainted, and they started to have, people have to rally around to start resuscitating them. So it is particularly not fair. And
also that the government also have, another situation on their hand, especially with some of Nigerian citizens who were sent back from Cameroon also. So, there's so much which the government, I think, should focus on, especially as regards this issue.
Now, when they were taking those ones, the ones from Cameroon, if you hear what Nema said, don't worry. We have a good place for you. It is comfortable. You will eat food. You will live a normal life, even though it is like, a camp. It is a temporary arrangement, but it gives you life. It makes your life continue. NEMA had to address them. Where are you taking us to? They told them, we are taking you to this particular place. There's electricity there. There's water there.
And obviously there will be good security.
Exactly. So how come nobody is coming into this matter in Edo State? Let somebody come. Because the body that is actually managing the camp as we speak is actually a Christian body. It's a Christian center. And, you know, they are getting support from, you know, people and bodies that are interested in knowing, in knowing what is going on there. So what we want from our listeners is this big question. We need answers and we need your suggestion. What should the government of Nigeria during President Muhammadu Buhari's administration do to the internally displaced persons?
And that's what we have.
Exactly. All right.
Good morning,
let's take Alex's call. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning, Engineer Banja Barisha.
Fantastic having you on the show this morning.
Thank you so much. When our president and senior president was the governor of Kwara State, he helped to accommodate white farmers displaced by President Mugabe. Today, the white farmers, they are the forefront of the agricultural revolution in Nigeria today, Kwara State. So similarly, Edo State is blessed with massive land for agricultural products. Okay, if you are asking economic displaced from the war-torn Boko Haramic infected area of Nigeria to relocate back, where are you asking these people to go?
Exactly.
Are they not Nigeria? Let me ask that question, sir.
Yeah.
You see, if you are thinking of sourcing other sorts of revenue in this country, the agricultural aspect of our life is there. There is a way the Edo State government can use these same people to grow the economy of Edo State.
Fantastic.
So why asking them to meet? You see, proper audit should be carried out on them. Especially, you cannot rule out the possibility of the fact that some of them could be criminal minded. This is where the security of people will come in. They will do their properly. Some of them have good intentions. Some of them could be criminal minded. And then the Edo State government should build IDP camp to rehabilitate these people and then open up a farm settlement and then make use of the Greek aspect of the Edo State government. Whether they're asking them to go. Because I watched the video clip, I was almost reading to tears when I saw a boy in their midst. I don't know Nigeria, where are they expecting them to go again? So that was my text sincerely this morning. They should be retained. If Governor Adam Oshomole, who is an NNPC governor, is asking them to go.
No, he did not. The governor of Edo State. Okay, but we need to clear that point that the governor of Edo State is not asking them to leave his state, please.
Anyway, we're not so sure.
We need to
clear
that also.
No, you cannot be so sure.
Why would you not take a position? No, come on. I don't think we should take a position yet.
I'm not saying taking a position. I'm saying that if something of this magnitude happened in your state and you are the first citizen of that state, talking about Adam Oshomole, he should have come out to make a statement.
If the coordinator of the
Let me tell you, do you know the amount of buses that showed up and security personnel at that camp?
If the coordinator of the camp was unaware of the intended move, what makes you so sure that Governor Adams Oshomole would be aware?
I am saying that something of that magnitude has taken place in your state.
Something of that magnitude has also happened. And the coordinator is in charge of it. She wasn't aware.
The Edo State Commissioner for Women Affairs.
I am saying that
for Women Affairs.
I am not saying outrightly that he's not aware. She herself came out to say she was not aware. So there is every possibility.
So she should have informed the governor.
There is every possibility that the governor was not aware.
She should have informed. She's a commissioner for God's sake. She should have informed the governor. The governor should have called a press conference and said, as far as we are concerned, we don't know what is motivating the relocation of these people. We know that they are there. It is in our state. So who is motivating or who is arranging their movement back to the north? Who is responsible?
For the governor of Edo State to come out and give such press briefing, he has to clarify things out first intelligently.
But he needs to tell the nation. Let him tell the people, I am not aware.
But he doesn't need to rush all out to come and make any information. He needs to clarify information
the first
from
clarification. The first clarification is to dissociate his government from that move. That is the first clarification. He should come out and address the press.
He should come out, but do not expressly say that he is aware. Do not expressly say that he is aware until he comes out to say,
I'm saying he's supposed to be aware.
Or I am not aware.
He is supposed to be aware.
Even if he is not aware, the deed has been done. What going forward? The issue is going forward from now. What exactly should be done? That is the issue.
Now,
so even if he wasn't aware in the past, come on.
is the Commissioner for Women Affairs.
And she said
she is aware that camp exists.
She said she was not aware. She was not aware of the intended move.
Is that not the reason why she should have communicated? In fact, at that point, she should call the governor and say, sir, this is what is happening, and it has come to my knowledge.
And it's only what I'm saying that definitely I am very sure that she probably may have done that. But it's not left for the governor of Edo State, not just for him not to run out to make any kind of statement. What we need him to do is clarify issues on ground, and that means he has to liaise with the presidency and find out who issued the statement. That is what we need him to do, not just to come out and say anything.
All right, let's see how this plays out. Ido, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Dato.
Good to have you on the show.
Good morning, thank you. Please, I just want to make a very quick contribution to this.
All right, please go ahead.
Unfortunately, what is happening in this country is very, very bad. I wonder why something like this will be happening and the chief executive officer of a state will not be carried along. Of course, the governor cannot be exonerated in this particular issue. But all accusing fingers are pointing at the presidency. And this simply means that there's a clandestine arrangement, for those particular people. I was watching last week or last 2 weeks. The governor went there and was addressing them in the camp. And he said he has never been told that such a camp even existed. And I could remember that they said, after the due investigation, they're going to see what we can do, at least to provide the basic infrastructure, like schools, water. The governor said that. And I'm very, very surprised now to say some people just went there, and you know that these people are not being fed by the government. This is just an NGO or a Christian organization. So which right? And this has been there for over 2 years ago. So can you just tell me what right does the government have to say, okay, I want to just relocate you just within a night? It's very, very bad. And please, if you can just permit me to make a comment on one of the previous issues.
All right.
That's about the fighting the corruption fight yourself.
Make it fast.
It's very, very unfortunate, please. It's very, very unfortunate. When you want to fight corruption, please, let it be very, very plain. Let it be very plain. I am from Mississippi State, although I reside in Buhari. I know lots of weighty allegations that have been, petitions that have been submitted to the SEC. Because of my former governor, that's former Governor Fahmy. Have you ever had the SEC inviting Fahmy? Are you saying the governor of Rivers State that there were no petitions submitted on for Amici? Have you heard anything about Amici? Yes, EFCC, they went ahead, even planning just a wreck in the Rivers State. Someone was going to be a political appointee.
All right.
It is very, very bad. This is very, very bad. Again, I would like to say, where you know that the president we are having, very sensitive president, and not the type of president that we need to people's cry, is that how could the president, you can hear that in Makama, he said the woman in Nigeria happens to be an in-law to the president. And we've had so many people complaining, and yet the president just pretended that he didn't hear anything.
All right, thank you.
I don't know. I just think that we just give us money.
Thank you. I appreciate your passion, Ido. I appreciate your passion. Thank you for your contribution. All right, let's go on a short break now, and when we come back, we'll be going through the last lap of the show. We'll be right back. All right, we are back, and this is still Crossfire with Dapo Anishoma. And as you know, Mondays are always a very critical day, especially for people who leave the mainland to come to the highland. We have a guest in the studio. He spent the bulk of the time in traffic. I mean, that you cannot blame on anybody. I mean, it's just one thing that we want Governor Ambode to be able to do for us in Lagos State. All right, it's no other person but Dr. Kehinde Babarinde. Now, Dr. Kehinde Babarinde is someone, that has had a major training in the theological, that is the Nigerian Baptist Theological Seminary in Ogbomoso and Lagos State University in Ojo, and he's a relationship advisor and an ecumenist and a man with, a pro-Nigerian, somebody who is very passionate about our country. He is very current, and it's a conference president on Lagos Central Baptist Conference. I mean, good morning, Dr. Kehinde.
Thank you.
Good to have you on the show, and sorry about the traffic. I can only imagine what you went through this morning. Now, we've been talking about the IDPs, the internally displaced persons. What's your perspective to this story? We've been asking, our callers and people who contribute to the show, what do you think the government should do? Where are we on the issue of the IDPs, and what should the Nigerian government do immediately to arrest the situation?
I want to make two presentations. Number one, the countries who ensure the security of these people. And that is
in the camp?
In the camp.
Okay.
So that when you take them to camps, ensure that security arrangements and the details are made sure that they are effective. The second one is the social experience of the people, the life, the feeding, the sanitation,
general welfare.
General welfare of the people are taken care of adequately to the point and to the fact that people can say, yes, they are thinking of going back home, and they will not become another problem, so that it will not be a breeding place for insurgents. Because when people become deviant about their experiences in the camp, they become hostile to the government. And so they become hostile to government. And so we need also to have educational orientation, social orientation, and rehabilitation in the measure for them in that camp, so that we don't lose them to another camp that we don't envisage. And we should not envisage. But we know that the security of their life and their social life with social education and reorientation about nationalistic spirit. If not, if they come out of the camp, they become more recalcitrant to the system. And in sociology, the middle class, there is always that struggle with the upper class. And they
don't want to go back
no,
to the
they
lower
don't want
class,
to go back.
and you're doing everything to make sure you go up.
So they want to climb up too. They want to be there. And so they feel that if they don't have the pen and the ballot, they have the guns. And so these are to be taken care of.
All right, now, come to think of it. Now, some of the reasons why we have the insurgents in the north has been blamed on the non-education of the bulk of the young boys, especially, and even the young girls. The young girls are married out at a very early stage, and the young boys are allowed to go on the streets. We call them in the north
as
Almajiris.
Many of them are even left to fend for themselves.
They fend for themselves. No proper education. They are not sent to school. So it became really very easy for the people to co-opt them into a major insurgents like called Boko Haram in Nigeria.
The issue now there should be a federal legislation that will enforce the Charter of the United Nations that says that every child
have a right
should be
to school.
educated.
Yeah.
And so if then there should be an appropriation in the budget of the Federation that will insist that this amount should go for education. Then there should be monitoring of the suburbs and all other national agencies of education. There should be monitoring.
But if you say education,
let's take this our last
There
call
should be monitoring. There should be reporting.
All right, let's take this our last call. Victor, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning,
Victor.
Good morning.
Please, in 1 minute.
Please, we're out of time. Just make your point.
Okay. The only thing I have to say is that it is quite unfortunate. I think that the president will come to refute this very incident that happened in Edo State. And so it's not the first time that to do something. So it is sending a very wrong signal. In fact, people in Edo State, those that are internally displaced, they have their right to take whatever they want to in this country. No matter
what. So if they are comfortable in those states, that what the government should do is to make everything possible for them to be integrated in that, so that they will live a meaningful life. It's quite unfortunate. Buhari should sit up.
All right.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you
Victor.
very much, Victor. For
And that is the emphasis on
word.
social orientation.
Yeah.
That even when they are in the camp, they must also be educated in the camp.
No, but if you talk about education, we know that various forms of education.
That will be technically nomadic.
Okay.
That is a transfer of skill to that environment.
To that environment, that's true.
So it doesn't have to be classroom. But you could also identify
some of them who are
those
smart.
of them who are in classes before and arrange for, you see, there are summer schools, even some organizations, there are summer schools. You could also make their period in that place as a summer school experience.
All right, Dr. Babarinde, your last word. What would you, if you have an opportunity to actually speak to government on this matter, what would be your position?
I'll mention 3.
Okay, quick.
Number 1, I would say the legislation in Nigeria should be enforced.
Okay.
To the fact that those who are internally displaced have the same right as those who are also not internally displaced.
Okay.
Number 2, adequate security should be given to the people wherever they are, as long as they are Nigerians. They should enjoy the constitutional privileges or constitutional right that they do have. The third one, their welfare. And that is not negotiable as a nation.
I wish that we had you longer on the show, but traffic took the bulk of our time. We want to say a very big thank you.
I will appreciate the privilege in the future.
In the future, okay. We'll definitely do that. Thank you for being a part of us next tomorrow.
I send it to violence. God bless you.
So, did you like what you just saw? I know you did. It's very simple. If you want to see more, just subscribe to our channel right now.